What's one automotive manufacturer that you never see in the news anymore? You don't hear anything about them. You don't hear people talking bad about them. You don't hear any of that. Can you name one automotive manufacturer that hasn't been in the limelight in the last 5 years? Maybe more? I can. I'll give you a second to answer it down in the comment section. Mazda. We don't hear anything about Mazda anymore. And from what I've been told, Mazda's a pretty stand-up, very good quality brand. Now, I'll have to give it to them. Their SUVs are kind of starting to look really sporty. And the 2.5-liter turbo four-cylinder seems to be the staple of most of their products. It's the engine that they use the most. And it seems to be okay for the most part, from what I know. And I was very pleased with it whenever I drove it. It was a 22 Mazda CX-5 with the 2.5-liter turbo. And what I noticed with the Mazda is that when I was going forward, it would clank one time whenever I would hit the brakes, and then it wouldn't clank anymore going forward. And then it would clank one time going in reverse, and then it wouldn't clank anymore going in reverse. So I kind of was like, I'm going to go ask some questions. So I stopped at a Mazda dealer, and one of the service advisors I had helped before with some work, he had his assistant manager come out and talk to me, and I shot the breeze with his assistant manager. And he was like, hey, yeah, I remember you. You're the guy that helped us get the car inside, and we were all falling on the ground and stuff like that. And I came over and I helped push it in the shop and made it easier for him. I was a lot bigger than them. I am a lot bigger than them. And he says, yeah, so, you know, with you working for Volkswagen and you guys having the oil consumption problems and the head gasket problems and stuff that you have, you probably think or are under the impression, which I led on to, that Mazda doesn't have those same problems. And he said, I've got news for you. We do. Mazda's just very good at keeping it out of the media, out of the limelight. He said, we have head gasket problems. We have oil consumption problems. We have turbo problems. We have the same problems that you guys have with the Volkswagens, that Ford has with their cars. We have the same problems here. People just keep it hush-hush a little bit better with Mazda than other manufacturers because they're not as popular as some of the other manufacturers, but we have the same exact problems that you guys have. I was shocked by this because I thought, because I hadn't heard anything about Mazda, or I've never heard anybody talk trash about Mazda or say that they had a bad experience with Mazda, that they were fine. But he says, no, it's not that way at all. We have some serious problems with Mazda. It's just we learn to keep our mouths shut more about it and just deal with it in-house instead of, you know, being all over the media and stuff like that. And I said, wow, that's crazy. And I said, so this 2.5-liter turbo that's in like everything. And he said, yeah, that's our staple engine. It makes really good power, and it's got a nice sized turbo on it, and people love it. And I said, yeah, I've driven them, and they are pretty peppy, and they're shocking whenever it comes to power. But I noticed that the suspensions are very stiff, and they don't have a lot of give and comfort on the road. And he said, yeah, they're built like a sportier type of car. And I was like, you know, when did Mazda and Ford like separate? And he said it was somewhere around 2014, where Ford didn't really have anything else to do with Mazda building their engines and stuff anymore, designing their engines. You know, it was Mazda's used Ford's engine, or maybe it was the other way around, but they both used the same engine in their vehicles for a while. And he said, yeah, it was like 2014 where they split off, and Mazda's design is specifically Mazda's design. There's no more Ford involved at all. And I said, do you find like the quality got better, or did it get worse? And he said, about the same, if not worse. Again, goes back to, we've learned to keep our mouth shut about it and just deal with it in-house, and warranty approvals and stuff are pretty much immediate. They don't try to fight you too much because they know they have a defective product. And lately I've been seeing a lot of Mazdas, and this is until recently where I decided to ask these questions. I've been seeing a lot of Mazdas towed. Brand new Mazdas, like 22, 23 model, 21 model, getting towed to the dealers because they have no start conditions or there's something wrong with the engine. And it didn't dawn on me until I started thinking about this that, wow, I have been seeing more of them, and it just didn't click. I guess Mazda really is that good at taking care of their problems and keeping it out of the news. But according to Mazda people, they have just as many problems as anybody else does. They just learn how to hide it a little better, per se. This morning's drive to work talk. I hope this finds you well. If you like the content, you like what's been being put out. I do get into some political stuff I know some of you don't like, but that's just my channel now. It's cars and politics. And it's my life. It's what I'm interested in. So that's what we talk about. If you like the content, if you like what's going on here, if you like what's being talked about, if you like the honesty, whatever it is, please hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Be blessed. Leave me a comment down in the comment section. Let me know what you have to say about this video.